Hi everyone, it's Kelsey again. Can you guys believe it is day 11 of Vlogmas? Because I sure can, because it's a lot to film, but it's been really fun. So today I'm gonna do the New Year Booktuber tag. I was tagged by my friend B at Mama Needs to Read Romance, and this was originally created by Jessin Reads, I believe. And so there's just 8 questions, just some reading goals, books you're looking forward to, etc. And I'm really excited. But first, to update you on the post office saga of yesterday. So our books were shoved in too tight into our community mailbox, and I couldn't get them out at all. And I happened to walk up when the post office lady was there, and she had to get a sledgehammer and essentially break the mailbox to get my packages out, which was really funny. It was very comical. I deal with the post office in my real life job, so it just was comical to me. But anyways, let's get started. The very first question is, what are you most excited about in 2023? And I think what I'm most excited about is growing this channel, because I've really started to figure out my stride and what I enjoy filming, what I want to do with this channel, and just learning how to grow it has been really fun. And so I'm really excited to continue to grow this channel. I also want to read my unread shelf. So that's just a big priority I have this year. Here's some of my shelf. You can kind of see it, but there's another one on the other side of our TV. And then I have a shelf upstairs. I have a shelf in that room that's romance novels. Anyways, I would like to really prioritize reading my unread shelf. And I'm on a bit of a book buying ban. I'm on a bit of a book buying ban because we are trying to save money and pay down some student loans this year. So I'm like, okay, I can not spend so much money on books. It's fine. That's what I'll tell myself. So question number 2, what's your Goodreads goal and why? Last year I read 134 books, and I had my Goodreads goal set at 120, which is 10 books a month. And that's really easy for me to do. That's very attainable, but I set my Goodreads goal at 100 books because that just feels fun. And then if I blow past it, I can either adjust or I can just read above the 100 and play with my Goodreads stats that way. It doesn't really matter how many books you read. It doesn't. 1 book is great. 150 books is great. We're all readers. It doesn't matter. So I'm trying to not let that number pressure me in any way. This year I just want to read for fun and really enjoy myself. The next question is, list 3 5-star predictions. So I am always excited for historical romances. I have 2 authors that are very much my go-tos. One is Joanna Shoup and the other is Sarah MacLean. And my first book, this publishes here in January, I believe, is The Duke Gets Even by Joanna Shoup. This is just going to be another installment of the Fifth Avenue Rebels series, and it deals with Nellie and the Duke of Lockwood. So I'm very excited for this. I love this series. If you like Gilded Age time period, this is really fun. And it's set in America. Sarah MacLean has a new book coming out called Knockout. It's her 3rd book in her Hell's Bells series, and I will read anything she writes. She's my go-to romance novelist, author. Love her. It's all historical. Enough said. And then I was super excited to get an advance review copy of this through NetGalley from Ballantine, and it's Justin Cronin's The Ferryman. He wrote The Passage, which is a trilogy. I've actually only read the first one, but I loved it so much. And this is his newest book. We've waited like 2 years. I mean, I've waited longer because I haven't read other books, but whatever. This is about this ferryman who works on a utopia type island. And when people drop down to 10%, like they're close to death, retirement, they get whisked away to this other island. And his job is to shepherd people to that island. But of course, something is wrong and utopia is being disturbed. There's a rebellion. I think it sounds super fascinating. And he's just a really great writer. So very excited to read that one. Those are my 3 books that I'm most looking forward to, and that will be 5-star predictions most likely. So then what genre, subgenre, trope do you want to read more of in 2023? And mine is fantasy. I just have really leaned into fantasy this year. I would like to read more. So I'm going to reread Lord of the Rings this year. I want to read Patrick Rothfuss's books. I have Robert Jordan's books. I have Sarah J. Maas. Like, I've got so many series that I own, like the first book, that I want to try this year. So fantasy is definitely the genre I want to dive way more into. And then what tropes do you think will be most popular in 2023? I didn't know how to answer this, but in December, I read 3 books back to back that had adoption storylines, and it really annoyed me. So for some reason, I feel like that's kind of one of the it tropes of late. I am an adoptive mom, so I'm very sensitive to that, but I just happened to read like 3 books last month that were adoption focused, and I'm like, weird, there's got to be a trend. And 2 of the 3 were newer releases. So I don't know. The other trope that I just hope is written a lot more is enemies to lovers. I think it's such a fun trope. I adore it. Like, when people hate each other, but then they actually love each other. Sign me up. Put it in my veins. It's there for me. So number 6 is name 3 bookish goals. And my bookish goals are to get my NetGalley to 80%. I'm at about 51%, but then I just had 3 approved today. So that's just hard. But I would like to not request any more, because I've got quite a few requested. I think I've got like 20 something. And then maybe in May start re-requesting again, because I think the books I've requested published through May. And if I get approved for all of them, that would be a lot of reading. I won't get approved for all of them, but I just think that's a reasonable goal. So my goal is to get caught up on my NetGalley books, get to an 80% percentage, and then I can request more books. My second goal is to host my own reading sprints on here. I just need to have the courage to do it. I think it would be really fun. And I love reading sprints for getting me to read focused, and then I like chatting with people. So I would just like to have the courage to host my own this year. And then I would like to read 50 of my owned books. So like I said earlier, I've got a lot of owned books on these shelves. I would like to read 50 of them. For my 3 personal goals of the year, we are really focusing on paying down our student loans this year, and we're on track to pay off at least 2 of our 3 this year. So that would be huge for us. And so that's what we're really focusing on. That's why I'm going on a book buying ban, because we can pay it off. Both my husband and I. My husband went to undergrad at a private college, and then I went to law school at a private college. So our student loan debts were not small, essentially. And so that's just a really reasonable goal. We're going to try to pay off 2 of our 3 this year. And then I want to move every day. Pretty easy to do with a toddler, but sometimes when it's cold out, I'm not very good at it. So I would like to move every day. And then I need to paint my son's room. I have the bedding purchased, but I have not done anything with the paint. And I want to update it a little bit from when it was a nursery. We did the original Winnie the Pooh for his nursery, like the A.A. Milne hand sketch drawings. And we still have that, but I want to go more with like a woodland creature Narnia theme. I have a Narnia map I want to hang up, and I know kind of the color I want to paint it. I just need to do it. So there's that. And then what do you want to leave behind in 2022? Mine is to feel pressure to read new release books, because I've got so many books up here. I think that that would be a reasonable thing. Like, stop looking at new and shiny, read the books that you picked up for some reason. Because obviously all these books on my shelves are books that I bought because at one point or another they intrigued me. So I would like to read those and just prioritize my owned books and try to read that down. So that's the New Year Booktuber tag. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am not going to tag anybody, but if you want to do it, just film your own video and do it. So consider yourself tagged. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And then tomorrow is my final day of Vlogmas, and I'm going to be going through my reading stats from 2022 and just kind of break them down and see what else I can focus on in 2023. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye.